Yo guys, what's going on? It's Boogie Vets here, and I'm back with another DraftKings DFS video. This week, we have a few locks. The locks that we have are one is Devontae Adams. Number two is DeAndre Hopkins. Number three is Alvin Kamara, and number four is K. Dot. So these are the locks that you need to have for your cash game lineups. So these are the must plays. So diving into quarterbacks, we got Aaron Rodgers. He's playing Arizona. Very good matchup with him. Put up 20 points last week against Houston. I like Aaron Rodgers. I think he does good this week. So you could play Aaron Rodgers here if you want. Another one you could play is Brock Purdy right here. He's got a pretty good matchup against the Buccaneers. Probably going to be a shootout. He's going to throw a lot. With McCaffrey coming back, you don't really know. But he had 26 points last week. And his price is still fairly cheap for what he's been putting up for quarterback. So you can go Brock Purdy here if you also want to. Another option that I have is, if I can find him. Can't find him. You can go Justin Herbert here. He's playing the Tennessee Titans. If you want to go at a cheap quarterback, you can go Herbert at $5,200. He's been getting a consistent 20 here lately. So, and he's got the Tennessee Titans app to play slow and run the ball. But if you want to take a cheap quarterback, you can definitely go Justin Herbert. And the other one you can play is Patrick Mahomes. He's playing against Denver. His price is only $6,600. Mahomes he's had kind of a down year this year, but going up against Denver, he usually always plays good against Denver, so you can't go wrong with Mahomes here if that's the direction you want to go. But for my lineup that I'm going to do, that I'm giving out to you guys, my cash game lineup is Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to play Aaron Rodgers this week at $5,700. And going up against a weak Arizona Cardinals defense, I like Aaron Rodgers. So now going into running backs, we already have Kamara as a lock this week. He's going up against the Falcons. Put up 30 points last week. And I think he goes crazy again. He's like the only guy in this offense, especially with Chris Olave going to be out for probably the rest of the season, I think, with that concussion. This will make the third concussion he's had this calendar year. So I don't see him returning, especially how the Saints played this year. So I think everything's going to go through Kamara. That's why he is going to be one of my locks at running back. A running back that you can also go is Aaron Jones. He's going up against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's been really weak against the run, ranked 30th for fantasy points for running backs. So Aaron Jones here, he's been consistent, but I think that playing with a weak matchup against Jacksonville, I think he does really good this week. So he is definitely an option that you could do. Another option you could do is let's look through here. Breece Hall. Going up against Arizona, we're already taking Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, and I don't really like to do quarterback and running backs in the same cash game lineup. But he's not been doing good here lately, but going up against Arizona, I think he has a bounce back game, and he does really good. So Breece Hall, definitely an option that you could do. Another option that you could do is DeAndre Swift. He's going up against New England. New England's been terrible this year. So I expect the Bears to get a lead in this game and just run the ball out. and I expect DeAndre Swift to get a whole bunch of carries. So he is definitely a good cash game option that you can do. So if you want to go DeAndre Swift way, you can do it. $6,500 with the amount of volume that he's going to get, it's going to be good value with him. Oh, another one that you could do is James Conner, going up against New York, but he's been getting it done every week here lately. You know, set 18, 15, 20. He's a really consistent run back, and he gets really good volume in his offense. Going up against the Jets, I think that game will be a shootout, but James Conner, he's going to get his touches either way. So definitely a good option with James Conner. And my last one is Jonathan Taylor. He's gone up against a very weak Buffalo defense, allowing almost the worst in the league for rushing, for running backs in the league. His price is pretty steep against Buffalo, but if you really want to go his route, you can. He's only had one game under 10, and that was last week against Minnesota. But Jonathan Taylor, his offense revolves around him. He is the guy in that offense. So, for the sake of this video, I'm going to go Aaron Jones in my lineup. So, going on to wide receivers, we have two locks this week. Devontae Adams, price at $7,000, going up against Arizona. Again, I'm expecting this to be a shootout. And Devontae Adams has been Aaron Rodgers' number one guy for a long time now, going back to Green Bay days. And he's been getting it done with Rodgers last week. His first good game with Rodgers with 11 targets. So, Devontae Adams, he's going to be one of my locks this week. So, he's a must-play. Another lock I have is DeAndre Hopkins, only $5,300, and he's Mahomes' number one receiver that we've saw. He's got 9 targets, well, Kelsey, I mean, you could make the case for that, but wide receiver-wise, DeAndre Hopkins, there's really no competition. He's the guy. He had 9 targets last week for 86 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns. I expect this to continue, and for his price, you can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong with DeAndre Hopkins, Hall of Fame wide receiver. Got to take him there. Another option, an option that you can go is if you want to pay up for Garrett Wilson, you can get Garrett Wilson. You have to punt on running back a little bit. But, you can pair him along with Devontae Adams in tournaments. So he's a good play. Another wide receiver that you can go is Sterling Shepard. Price really cheap this week. Really cheap. Only $4,100. So I can see Sterling Shepard being pretty good this week. Tampa Bay is very short on wide receivers right now. And with 10 points last week, and with his price, he's definitely someone that you could go if you want to get those higher up guys. Another wide receiver you can go is Josh Downs, going up against Buffalo. He's got a steeper price than what we've been seeing with him. But with Joe Flacco at quarterback, he's been getting a whole lot of targets and stuff. And Anthony Richardson is not doing him any good. Richardson's not a good quarterback. But with Joe Flacco, Josh Downs, that puts Josh Downs in play. So you can go Josh Downs. Not a bad play with Josh Downs this week. You could also go Lab McConkey if you want. He's also on my pool. He's been very consistent. This very underrated wide receiver. Going up against Tennessee, great pick right here. You can go Lab McConkey. You could also go Noah Brown. On the Washington Commanders. He caught that Hail Mary, obviously, against Chicago, won the game for him. And since then, he had 11 points last week with 6 targets. So you can go Noah Brown here, playing up against Pittsburgh. Definitely a good play for him. That ain't at a cheap price too. Ain't at a real cheap price. And my last wide receiver play is Adonai Mitchell. $3,400. Very cheap price. Only use him if you have to. If you want to get those higher up guys. But if you're looking to get those higher up guys and you have to take someone in the $3,000 range of wide receiver, this is the guy that you need to go to. So for the sake of the video, for my wide receivers, I'm going to take Sterling Shepard. And I'm also going to take Noah Brown. So this is what the team looks like now on the defense. I have 3 teams that you can do. First one is the Chargers. Obviously, you play the Titans if you really want to pay up for a defense. But I don't pay up for defenses like that, especially that price. You can also go to the Chiefs if you wanted to. Going up against Denver, Chiefs defense has been solid. They've been really stepping up last year and this year. So you can go to the Chiefs defense. And my last defensive play is the Chicago Bears. Going up against New England. New England has been awful this year. Absolutely terrible. So I'm going to take the Bears. But you can also go the Chargers and Chiefs if you want to pay up. But I like the Bears going up against New England. Just absolutely horrible for New England this year. Very bad. So this is going to be my lineup for this week. Last week we did not cash, but had some bad injuries. Everybody we had was just getting injured. But hopefully that isn't the case for this week, and we end up having another good week. So, yeah, guys. This is my NFL cash game review. I hope to see you guys again. Drop a subscribe, comment, like. So yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later.